Alright, this is the big one because NVIDIA just dropped Kimodo, and this might be a most interesting AI animation tool we've seen in a while because it's not only about generating motion, it feels like it gives you a way to direct it. We do have text control, multi-text control, we do have pass control, waypoint control, pose constraints, and all of that can be combined together to produce any motion that you want. This really starts to push AI animation from a nice demo to something that reminds real creative tool. And to me, this is very exciting because it transforms AI randomness into useful tools. Steph here, and we're diving into Kimodo, guys. This is the most recent AI animation tool from NVIDIA, and that already sounds huge. So let me quickly break down what's happening here and why it's better, for example, than High Motion that was released in the end of December last year from Tencent, which was very exciting because there was like 3,000 hours of training data, 400 created data, etc. And here we have Kimodo with only 700 hours. But here's the thing, Hunyuan was training it mostly on video. It is sort of diffusional model that creates sequence of poses of images, while NVIDIA trained it on 7 hours of optical motion capture data, and that's huge difference. So we can expect way better understanding of motions, way more accuracy. But that's not the most interesting thing. The thing is that they give us a lot of control. So not only we can control the duration and enter the text prompt, we can actually combine, there is multi-prompt and constraints such as pass constraint, waypoint constraint, and even pose constraint, which is the most amazing thing. And you can combine them all together as I mentioned. With all that said, let's try a demo. And what is also amazing, same as High Motion, it is possible to run within consumer's grade GPU. Recommended VRAM is 70 gigabytes, which is 3090. I unfortunately have only 12, so I'm not going to deploy it locally, but when there will be comfy version, maybe we'll do that. But you can test it on Hugging Face or deploy it on your Hugging Face and run some GPU. Okay, so it gives you a 5-minute demo every time, then you're gonna go to queue again. So pretty much okay, you can test it enough. There is not much people. Although after my video goes live, perhaps there will be a queue there. Okay, so we're gonna immediately turn on the dark mode, and what do we have here? So first of all, we do have animation track, and we can enter a prompt and say something for 3 seconds. Let's say a person sits down on the chair. Let's press generate, and it is almost instant. Okay, it's already loaded, and let's check it out. Okay, that's amazing. It's like you can do that so fast. Not only you can do a single prompt, but as I said, like you can do multi-text prompting, which will basically add 2 of them, and you can run them in a sequence, such as this. There's 2 movements, basically 2 prompts with different duration, and you basically feel like a director. That of course might be not enough, and then we do have a full body keyframes or like pose constraints. So let's load this example, and here's like a very nice one. We can actually set constraint for pose that we expect it to take. Look at this. Boom, exactly. How cool is that? I'm super hyped, and if you guys don't want to miss any of these updates when we will show real use cases in Unreal Engine and so forth, subscribe to not miss. There will be more video coming about animation. We're working hard on it. Here's the another thing where we can control the rotation of whole body. And look at this, it is perfect tool for game devs, creating NPCs, cutscenes, or even use it in cinematics. That is amazing. You really feel like a director. If that's not enough, we do have pass constraints. And here we go. So we do have this pass set and a prompt. A person is casually walking forward slowly. How do you like it? Let me change it to a person jumping on one leg. How about that? And let's press generate. Here we go. Let's play it. And yes, it actually jumps on one leg and it followed the pass. This is insanely nice. Another way to control it is so-called waypoints. There is a constraint showing the direction. So we need to hit this target and then go in another direction. And of course, each of them has their place on the timeline. So like a keyframe. And you can see like it follows really nice. And of course, you can mix them all together. So there might be a pass, there might be waypoints and pause constraint. And look how it works. So like walking backward, okay, taking the pose, and that's done. I mean, how cool is that? So what about the skeletons and how we can actually use it? So I'm working with my team about some real use cases where we show how to use it in Unreal Engine. So subscribe to not miss it. But for now, we do have options to export it in BVH and NPZ, and BVH is also used in motion capture. So I know for sure that AutoRig Pro for Blender add-on can import that, and you'll need to retarget it on characters such as Unreal Skeleton and so forth. Let me know in the comments if you want it soon. So far, AutoRig Pro is one of the best options to do retarget. And also there is BVH Viewer that can help you to export out and preview these animations, just in case. For the models, they grade based on different skeletons, and there's a Soma, G1, and SMPLX skeleton. High motion pretty much focus on SMPL. And the thing is that this is not only generating motion, it basically goes closer to simulation and robotics. I don't know where it goes, but I'm super excited. If someone knows about this use case, I would really happy to read your comments. So for the parameters, we of course choose model, then there's seed, the noise step, CFG, basically guidance, and here we can balance constraint weight and text weight. Some post-processing, not sure if I know what it does. And here in demo, you can enter the edit mode and do edit these motions by yourself, or run it locally and experiment as much as you want. That was it, guys, but only for now. I believe there will be soon Comfy UI version, and I also believe there will be plugins or add-ons that help to export this animation easier, or we are already preparing video about it. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.